What's going on, people? Today's video is sponsored by Four Locos. The cheapest way to get inebriated. All right, so basically what I want to do right now is I recorded like 5 to 8 videos released every day. All right, 5 to 8 videos to be released every day, and deleted them all. And how I did it, I was going back to clean up my gallery on my phone, and I deleted it. Wesley Walls, what's going on? Brandy Smith, I see you. Nathan Frank first. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to read the article live, and because I'm on an unwilling 34-hour reset, and by unwilling, I don't know, do y'all want to hear the story real quick? Y'all want to hear the story of why I'm sitting here doing a 34-hour restart on a Monday? Let me know. Trucker Johnson, what's going on? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give the reason why I'm doing this. I'm going to read the article, then I'm going to reread the article on a regular video and put it out there so people can comment, and that way we'll get the comment of the top comments for that particular for this particular article. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just waiting for a couple more people to come through, finish my Four Locos. This is coming to you from the power of the driver's seat. Now, I don't condone drinking alcohol, but if you unfortunately have to sit, Rich the Trucker, what's going on, boss? If you have to sit for 2-3 days because of a load, then it is what it is. Okay. Now, the reason why I'm sitting on an unfortunate 34, we got snow here in Ville today. All right, so the reason why I'm sitting here, explain the load to you. So I went up to PA because I was planning to go to PA. And again, this live feed I keep up, but the actual me reading the article is going to come out again. I just want the 51 people that's in here to know that. I was up in PA because I was planning on running the Midwest. Wedding ring, baby. Who would ever thought? Who would ever thought such a whore like me would have a wedding ring on? It's absolutely amazing. Call my eye. This is what you get. But now my Four Locos is almost done. It's done. We're gonna go ahead and try something new. This is my first time having a Modelo, however you pronounce that. So, however you pronounce that. So we're going to go ahead and crack that open, and that'll be our drink for the live feed. It's titanium wood grain. They had to actually change the Four Locos formula because it was too intoxicating. Hey, you can say what you want, man. 2 for $5, I'm gonna take it. 14% alcohol, I'm gonna take it. So there might be some random stuff that come out on this video. The best factoring company, there's a variety of factories coming out there. The only one that has made headway on YouTube is that Thunder Funding, because of Jeffrey Light. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read the article. Okay, here's the reason why I'm stuck. I went to PA. All right, I expected to go from PA and start running the Midwest back and forth because there's still the way that the economy is when it comes to trucking, the Midwest is still profitable. I've been running down to 10, and the 10 has been okay, but it hasn't been super profitable because of the time of the year. All right. Now, with that being said, I went to PA. There was a major storm coming through to the PA. If you was on my Instagram, I threw up a little clip on my Instagram to check it out. Definitely follow me on Instagram at TheRightBrotha. And they so what I ended up doing is I picked the load Saturday. The load said it could pick up, and this is from Convoy. Shout out to Make Sense Trucking. This is from the Convoy app. the load picked up. I delivered Friday. I had to get 2 drives, so I bought 2 drive tires, Bridgestones, and there was a major storm that was coming through where they was closing the roads for commercial trucks after 3 p.m. on Sunday. So I need to get out there Saturday. I went and clicked on the Click and Go apps. Now let me tell you something. First off, the Click and Go apps, Convoy, Uber Freight, maybe even JB Hunt. JB Hunt's Click and Go. The Click and Go apps honestly are going to win, and the reason why they're going to win is because you can move freight 24 hours a day on the Click and Go apps. You can't do that with the Dat Board. If you're looking for the Dat Board free for 30 days, there will definitely be a link coming up here at the end of this video. And if you're watching this video on the replay, the link will be down below. It will support me, definitely help you get the Dat Board free for 30 days. But with the Dat Board, after 5 o'clock, depending on what area of the United States you're in, that's it. The brokers go home. But with the Click and Go apps, you can book a load at 11:30 at night, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning. So all that nighttime freight that moves, the Click and Go apps have that, because the brokers are only going to move that load that picks up at 9 p.m. from 8 to 5. So this is just a heads up to all the people out there that don't have a Click and Go app where you can bid on loads and different things like that. That's definitely the win. They're going to win because of all of the people, especially if you're doing stuff like reefer, you're delivering, at 3 and you don't get done delivery until 5 o'clock. Well, after 5, the brokers are going, so the loads you see up there, they're going to their night dispatch. So you go to Convoy, you go to JB Hunt, you go to Uber Freight, you can even go to some Coyote, but Coyote is more personable than any other load board that I've ever dealt with. Click and Go apps are gonna win on that, because you can move freight 24 hours a day. Here's a hint too. If you're booking loads off Uber Freight, the longer you wait, the more money you get. And I can guarantee that. I can guarantee that. But you don't know if somebody else is going to come on and take that load, especially with the way that the economy is. With the JB Hunt load board, you definitely see how other drivers will undercut other drivers. Somebody that's got a lease payment that's paying $500 to $700 a week or more, they're going to take the load and they're going to want more money. But somebody else with a paid off truck, me as a lease driver, I would move that load at $3,000. Somebody with a paid off truck would move that load at $1,500, because there's nothing but profit for them. So that's another thing to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and give me a moment. Anybody that got really bad antacid, meaning that you wake up and because of antacid, here will be your best friend: baking soda, water. So give me just a moment, because I had some buffalo chicken wings and the beer. I'm starting to feel a little antacid pop in. So we just gonna tap that a couple times and get some water. All right. Now, we got 70 people up in here, 68 people up in here, 69 people up in here. We're going to go ahead and read the article, all right? Now, this article is coming from Transportation Nation Network. Oh, I didn't finish my story. All right. So, I picked the load up from PA. I was dog tired. I got there at 3 a.m. to pick up the load. The load wasn't ready till 12:15 the next day, so that means I got detention pay for that. When I picked up the load, I said I was going to go to sleep because I was dog tired, waiting for them to call me to say that the load was ready. As I got the load, hooked up to the trailer and pulled off, it started snowing. So I was like, you know what? It's snowing. Let me go ahead and get out the snow, because I didn't want to deal with the snow. So I went ahead and fueled, drove a few hours, got out of the, got down to close to Virginia and North Carolina border, shut down at the rest area over there. So I was like, well, this load is due at 7:30 in the morning. They rescheduled it to 7:30 p.m. I was like, okay, cool. I started driving. Ended up getting stuck on the I-95 for the people that caught that live feed that I deleted. I think a truck driver might have lost his life in there. Go check out my Instagram here after this video. I will post the remnants of what I saw. And, we were stuck there for about 6-7 hours on the freeway. So now again, my momentum is messed up. I'm dog tired. And so I had to shut down again. So I was like, well, I need to make this 7:30 appointment. I started booking. That goes to the ELD video that I was planning on doing, where they say ELDs make better because you're going to speed more because you have less time on your logs for certain situations to get to where you're going. But I deleted that video, so I'm probably going to end up doing that video pretty soon again. By the time I get close, I get to Florida, I get a phone call. Lowe's rescheduled to Wednesday at 9:30 p.m. What do I do? I'm at a company that don't have a lot of terminals where I can just drop the trailer and go run some power only. So now I'm stuck until Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. because I have a load in my trailer. Hence why I'm doing this right here. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read the article. As I read the article, I'm going to give my opinions. I definitely want to hear your opinions, and it'll better help the video that I'm planning on making. Jessup, Hustle the Trucker, what's going on? All right. So let me get ready to read. My body feels stiff for some reason. Just got out the shower, feeling all fancy fresh. I ain't putting no deodorant on. Hey, and I'm ashy to the mud because I'm letting my body aerate. All right. Is me being ashy gonna stop me from getting to the bag? Never that. Thought I'd throw that out there. All right. Y'all ready? Okay. Now, it says push to lower cross-country driving age to 18 is back on. There was definitely a push for that a couple years ago, but now it's back. All right. And at 18, I don't know if you're responsible enough to handle, you know, this piece of equipment, because at 18, it's all about speed. It's all about getting to where you're going as fast as possible. Instead of being, you know, I'm gonna be 30 on the 15th. So 30, I'm gonna be 40 on the 15th. So my job is a little bit more responsible because I have more responsibilities to take care of. I cherish the CDL more than I would think somebody else would at the age of 18. I'm just waiting for the burp to come on. Smitty, what's going on? Once the burp come on, we'll be good to go. All right. Washington, D.C. Legislation has been reintroduced into the U.S. House and Senate that would effectively allow 18-year-olds to obtain a commercial driver license and operate cross-country. Now, with that being said, at 18, you can get your CDL, but you can only work within that particular state or within a particular mile radius. Yes. Anybody that deal with acid reflux, you know what that burp means. You know what that burp means. That means we good to go. The developing responsible excuse me, and this is where the deleting came in, because I will have to go back and delete because of the you know, me reading it. The Developing Responsible Individual for a Vibrant Economy Act, Drive Safe Act, will eliminate the federal age restriction on interstate transportation using the legislation. A driver as young as 18 years of age could operate a big rig in interstate commerce. Now, let's talk about that. If you are 18 and you're looking to get your CDLs, you can drive semi-trucks, but it will be day cabs, it will be local, it will be sleepers, but you would not be going long distance. You can't go from New York to California at 18 years of age, because that's not going to happen. But you can probably go from New York to New Jersey, or you can probably go from New York to New York. All right. So by lowering the age of 18, they're looking for a lot more people to come in to the industry. at the age of 18. I think it might be a little bit dangerous, but because of my mentality at the age of 18, but everybody's not me. Everybody's different, right? All right, hold on. Well, that Four Loko is kicking my ass already. All kind of toxins being released to joints. Okay. A qualifying driver. All right, here's the requirements. All right. A qualifying driver must complete at least 400 hours of on-duty time, 240 hours of drive time with an experienced driver trainer in a cab. Additionally, all trucks used for training in the program must be equipped with NTSB endorsed safety technologies, including active braking, collision mitigation systems, forward-facing video event captures or forward-facing cameras, and a speed governor set at 65 miles per hour. So that's some of these automated systems that they put in place in order to control the truck. Not control the driver, control the truck. All right. So the active braking, anybody that has that black box on the front of their truck, you already know what that does. All right, the beeping goes off. It slows you down automatically. Collision mitigation systems, forward-facing cameras in the truck that for insurance purposes. All right, speed govern at 65 because if I had an ungoverned truck at 18, I'm 75, 80 miles an hour all over the place, you know. But you don't. So do y'all think that 400 hours of on-duty time and 240 hours of drive time with an experienced driver and trainer in a cab, do you guys think that's enough time? 240 hours, we could work a 70-hour week. 280. That's almost like 3 weeks. It's like 3 to 4 weeks of drive time. You say it's not enough. Some grown men still can't handle all those things. I get it. I'm so sick of all the computer crap. True, but that's the way that the industry is going. There's nothing you can do about it unless you get your own authority and do your own thing. So you saying nope and hell no, huh? Not enough. I don't think I took enough baking soda. I feel all kind of shit going on right now. Shout out to Four Locos. Right now, I need a masseuse. Yes, I do. If you're legal enough to join the military and defend our country, why can't you drive an 18-wheeler? Boom. How do y'all feel about that? Brandy Smith came in with the intelligent rebuttal. 18 years old will make you make dangerous decisions out here. Now, okay, it's not enough, especially depending on the time of year you start. Okay, what decisions that you think they will make that will be dangerous? Cutting cars off, speeding? 18-year-old is not enough, period. There's 18-year-olds are not mature enough for the job, especially in this environment. 18-year-old man now is not like an 18-year-old man in 1960. The same way that a 50-year-old woman looks in 1960 compared to the way a 50-year-old woman looks now. Totally different. Totally different. Steve downgrade inclement weather, city driving, and tight docks. But the only way they're going to get that knowledge on how to do that is to do that. All right, I'm playing devil's advocate here. I don't disagree, Brandy, but at the point you make is well on the drinking age. Do you think that you're more mature from 18 to 21? I mean, what's that? 18, 19, 20, 20? That's only a 3 years difference. And at 3 years different, what can happen in your life to make you more mature than you was at 18? I think it's the amount of responsibility that you have. All right, let me continue on with the article. Now, there's some names in here that I'm going to get messed up, but that Four Loko kicking my ass. All right, Republican Trey Hollingsworth is a Republican in Indiana, is one of the bill's co-sponsor in the U.S. House of Representatives. He said the legislation is an effort to bring relief to the shortfall of drivers the trucking industry is currently experiencing. According to American Trucking Association, or the ATA, the current driver shortage puts our dynamic economy at risk and close off high-paying trucking careers to young Americans, say Republican Hollingsworth. Bang. How do you feel about that? Do you think if you would have made the money that you're making now at the age of 18, go back to when you think it was 18. All right, everybody that's in here, go back to when you was 18. Think of the responsibilities you had. Think about the bills that you had. Think about the payments that you have. Just think about if you was making this type of money at the age of 18, mentally, where would you be at? I feel like I would have been in a whole better place. My credit score would have been 800 plus. I feel like I would have had multiple businesses under my belt. You know, Blackgate said something about jail. I haven't read the comments properly. He said something about jail. If you're 18 years of age and you're making this type of money, you're going to get off the block. Do you know? You don't think so? I think you're going to get off the block. You're not going to be worried about selling drugs, as far as you can make the same money as some people selling drugs driving a truck. Not only that, you get out of that environment. I've always said that a lot of people need to get out of that environment, that bubble that they're in. They need to get out of that environment and go experience different parts of the United States to where they realize where they was at was not up to par. Or it was a toxic environment, and you realize that when you do start making this money, and you hear a lot of people say that when you do start making, you know, if you're making 40, 50, 60 cents a mile as a company driver, when you do start making that money, then you go back to your environment. You're, hey, sorry that y'all already know how my live feed goes. But what I was saying, all right, if the live feed is back up, what I was saying is, if you're a teen and you start making the same money that a lot of people are making on the corner, you know, they're making, you know, $500, $800 a day or something like that, but you start making that in a week and you're getting that bubble that you're in, you start realizing that you start making that money, you start going back to your neighborhood and you realize, like, yo, these dudes is bums. Why am I going to risk my life selling drugs and destroy my neighborhood for that when I could make this an honest living? And then your pay never goes down as a truck driver. It either stays the same or it goes up. It never goes below what it was making before, depending on the moves that you make. So who are we to hold that opportunity back for somebody that's at the age of 18? Because me at the age of 18, if I was making the money that I make now, I would have real estate, I would have land, I would have great credit. I might not have kids, but I would definitely have several women with kids. But, you know, because since they're stuck in that bubble, all they seeing is the dude riding the box Chevy with the 24s selling dope. He's making all the money. Or selling dope. He's making all the money. But then you realize you can come out here and drive for 2-3 weeks and go to the auction and buy your box Chevy. 24s, you can get some 24s in California for $800. All right. So, you know, I think the mentality has changed. So who are we to hold that opportunity back? But at the same time, is 18-year-olds going to take advantage of that opportunity? So let me scroll back real quick and read some of y'all comments. All right, 18-year-old goes through 8 to 10 weeks of boot camp. They need more than 400 hours is not enough. Shape World in the building. If you're already 18 and plan on driving trucks, you might as well start as soon as you can to right your wrongs. Right your wrongs. What wrong could you have done? And any wrong that you have done, technically you was charged as a minor. So, but again, the wrongs that most of the wrongs that people do under the age of 18 is because of money. Okay. Kevin James, most of the wrongs that people do at the age of 18 or below 18 is because of money. It's always stealing, robbing, or taking something from that somebody else has worked for and taking it. You get it? So if they're out here driving trucks, they'll realize, oh, I can make this drive for Swift, Warner, Knight, Prime, CR England, You know. Yes, my entire life changed in that time span. There you go, just Phil. 3 years of training makes the difference. 3 years of training makes the difference, but training in what? We gotta have the people start somewhere. At 18, they got to start somewhere. Now, I'm only saying this to be devil advocate. Do I agree or not agree is not the point here. I'm just playing devil advocates. I want to give a different perspective on the comment that you have posted. Let's put it this way. Most 18-year-olds are dangerous behind a traditional. I don't know how I feel about them cross country in a big ass truck. I get that. I definitely get that. Most states consider children adults at the age of 18. Jail. So an 18-year-old is old enough to risk your life, but not old enough to get trained to run his own business. Hey, how do y'all feel about that? Cold World said it. So 18-year-old is legal enough to risk his life for your American view or values, but they're not old enough to get trained to have a successful career. You know, I would have been buying stupid stuff at 18 with that money. That's true. That's true. But if you was at 18 buying stupid stuff, by the time you hit 21, you realize, yo, I don't need a Gucci belt. I don't need Prada this. I don't need Fendi that. You know what I'm saying? The ghetto has a cycle. I wasn't hip to the money management then, came up with no money. I spent as fast as I got it back then. True. But if you was to get it the way that we getting it now, especially being exposed to all this YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Google, Wikipedia, you would start to end up having a different view. Like, yo, Trucker Brown is doing this, or yo, LoShawn is doing that, or Woody is doing this. Why can't I do that at the age of 18? A lot of people take pride in saying, hey, you know, this is what I'm doing, and I'm only 22. I'm only 23. I'm only 24. I'm only 25. A lot of people take pride in that. So if I had this opportunity, because I got in the game late, if I had this opportunity, where would I have been at if I was 18 driving trucks? I would have took pride in it, because I'm like, yo, I'm looking at YouTube, all these dudes is 540 over, you know what I'm saying? But I'm 23, I'm driving. What's the young buck driving the Audi? He's over there driving the Audi at 23, 24. You know what I'm saying? I agree, they should be able to drive, just not after 400 hours. If I could have got my CDL, I wouldn't have gotten a felony. True. That's another thing. By putting them in a truck and getting them out of their environment that they're in, they're able to experience different parts of life, and they're getting away from the bull. Okay? They're getting away from the bull. So all the time, like that person that said they got, you know, what did he say? Cold Words said he wouldn't have gotten a felony if he could have drove at 18. For the simple fact that he was with, he got that felony, or was probably with somebody that end up getting him the felony, or doing stupid stuff to get that felony. I'm not saying that you're stupid, Cold World. I'm just saying that the situation, I'm pretty sure if you look back on it, you're like, man, why did I do that? Is now, if he would have been able to drive trucks, he would have been out that situation. So he wouldn't even been a part of whatever was going on for him to get that felony, because he would have been in he could have lived in New York and been in California at the time that this particular situation was going on. And the time it take for him to get from California back to New York, whatever situation would have had transpired would have transpired. So it would have saved his life, or not saved his life, but it would have kept his record clean. Do you think you would still be making as much as if there wasn't a driver shortage? All right, let's talk about this driver shortage, just a smidge on that one. I don't necessarily think there's a driver shortage, because as somebody who picks up the spot market, they're not paying enough for us to move the freight. All right, the only driver shortage is if you don't have enough. Anytime you hear the word driver shortage, it just means that we're paying too much for that person to move our freight, because there's a driver shortage. Okay, driver shortage just means they want to pay less to move the product that they need to move. That's all the driver shortage means. That's it. That's it. Because you can't tell me if you pay, and most drivers are just looking for an average of $2.01 and more a mile. on an average. That's all we're looking for. If it's going 800 miles, give us $1,600 to $1,800. That's it, and we'll move it. We'll move it. But the driver shortage comes from these people wanting to oversaturate the market with drivers. That way, they can charge us whatever they want in order for us to move the freight. And it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. The only person that can really undercut what everybody is making, that can really undercut us, is the people that own their trucks. Which I'm not shitting on them. I'm not talking bad about them. But what I'm saying is, if I own my truck and I didn't have a $700 payment, and you paying me $1,000 to go X amount of miles, I'll run that because I don't have no payment. The only payment I got is insurance and maintenance. But you get these people out here like me with a lease truck that's paying $600, $700, $800 a week. We're not gonna move that freight for that. So the driver shortage is actually, it seems like a bad thing to the corporate suit and tie guys, but to the actual driver, it's a good thing because that means that there's, as messed up as it sounds, there's less people to take the freight, so you're gonna have to pay something above what you really want to pay. So keep that in mind when you listen. When you hear driver shortage, it just means, and then not only that, we have a luxury as drivers, that whole deal, that we can switch companies in a week. I can be at one company on Monday, quit that company on Monday, and be at another company on Tuesday, be done with orientation by Thursday, and be on the road by Friday because of the shortage. So don't ever be fooled. Don't ever be sympathetic. Don't ever be empathetic. Don't ever think that the driver shortage is a bad thing if you are a driver. It could be a bad thing if you are a corporate mega carrier. But as a independent person, as a person that drives, never think that the driver shortage is a bad thing. Appreciate y'all for hitting that like button. I'm a long way back in the comments, so I'm gonna go ahead and just read them real quick. Let's see. Brandy said they are less likely to be in trouble and on the corner, right, TRB? I absolutely agree. You're correct, but in the unrealistic way, if you're 18 making 100,000 a year coming from the hood, you will be first dumb decision before you get smart and do better. But I'd rather that dumb decision be made between the ages of 18 and 25, because you make a dumb decision between 35 and 40, it's going to stick with you for the rest of your life. If you can make that dumb decision between 18 and 25, you have another at least 25 years to make up for whatever dumb decision you made. And the only real dumb decision that can really impact your life is having a child. Because any other decision that you make, like getting credit cards and getting in debt, you can file bankruptcy 7 to 10 years. Guess what? You'll be 35. Now, how many people at 35 are realizing this is what it takes to get life popping? And I'm talking about in my black community, okay? Now, and this goes for all communities, but particularly in my community, I've seen the actual mentality of people change by the time they hit 35. When they hit 35, they're like, man, I need to get a home. They start looking at CPAs. They start looking at owning businesses. They start looking at being independent. And by being independent, what I mean is, you know, not support the establishment, but do my own thing and let the establishment support me. In my community, if you look at it, there's a major transition at 35. At about 35, you be like, let me try this. So let's see. At Cold World, there are many other things you could do other than get a felony. I'm speaking on it because you gotta understand. I understand what Cold World's saying. The reason why I've almost got a felony was because of money. I had a perjury charge for a felony. It was because of money. It was because of money. A lot of the people that have felonies, gotta understand something, people. A lot of the people that have felonies, it all boils down to one thing, and that's money. If you are, I mean, come on, think about it. This is for my older community here. Think about it. If you was making 60, 70, 80, jump out on your own, start making 90, 100,000. I made 178,000 this year so far. Not even trying. It was just me getting out here trying to play around. You got to think about it. If you was making that money between the ages of 18 and 25, your whole mentality would change. That's the part that a lot of people don't understand. Your whole mentality would change. You would change on taxes. Hey, I ain't gonna say that you will always be a Democrat or a Republican. You might just be an independent. Because the amount of money that you're making, you start realizing taxes, property taxes. You know, like people don't even think, like, I take a picture every time I get a receipt. When I was 18 to 25, the only reason why I would keep a receipt is to prove to the police that I wasn't at the location that I was at. Here's a receipt. I had bought fuel, gas. I had bought gas at the Arco at such and such street at 625. So you trying to say that I was here at this time is incorrect. Receipts, how many people out there right now just get, if you're a company driver, how many people out there would get receipts and, you know, they'd be like, hey, do you want a receipt? You'd be like, no. But if you was out here doing your own thing, having your LLC, starting your business, in trucking and stuff like that, do you want a receipt? Absolutely. And you're going to take a picture with that? Me, I transfer to the quality team over at Capital 19, and your mentality changed, people. So if I had this knowledge at the age of 18, imagine, if I would have run into a Dean Cole at the age of 17 to 21, oh my God. Oh, do you know where I would be at? I wouldn't even be on YouTube. I ain't gonna lie to you. I probably wouldn't even be on YouTube. If I would have ran into a Dean Cole between the age of 18 and 21 and able to use the information that he had to get to where I want to go as far as business credit, fuck out of here. hey, I would have been, I would have been on my, like, I wouldn't have cared. Like, my life would have been totally different. I still think I would have ended up with the same woman, but my life would have been totally different. All right, I said I wasn't gonna spend a long time, but you know, hey, this YouTube is brought to you by however you pronounce this, Chilada. I should know how to pronounce that, coming from San Diego, huh? Life would have been so different. There's nothing you can tell me. Anybody be like, no, your life would have been the same. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. I wouldn't be in California, I'll tell you that. All right, Richard Trucker. If an 18-year-old individual can serve their country and possibly die, they should be able to drive a truck. I agree. But at the same time, how many 18-year-olds that do you know that are responsible enough to handle this equipment? Because you can kill somebody at 15 miles an hour in a truck. In a car, you hit them, break a hip, mess up a pelvis. Hey, there's a particular gland that if it's damaged, it makes your penis grow. You could have hit that. You could have hit that, and the dude would have busted hip, and all of a sudden went from 6 inches to 18 inches of deformed ding-a-ling. You know what I'm saying? Like, dang, man, it's messed up that he hit me as I pull out this massive manhood that's shaped like an obtuse triangle of random shit. You know. All right, man, these kids growing up fast. I say more training and let them do it. I would definitely like to see, because a lot of people, if you can get them right, then if they don't, especially if they don't have no felonies and they come from high felony prone states like a Chicago. Can you imagine going to the south side of Chicago, grabbing them 18-year-olds fresh out of high school or who have dropped out of high school and putting them into a truck? Can you imagine where their life would be at? You would literally change their life for the better. And I got to clap when I say it, because you would literally change the dudes in Detroit. Flint, Michigan. Get the dudes and the women that's out there right now that's struggling, that's used to whatever's going on in Detroit, because I don't understand how you not fixed the water yet. In Detroit, and throw them in the truck. I say 6 out of 10 will make it. I say 6 out of 10 will make it. I say 3 out of those 6 would be happy and successful. 2 out of the 6 will actually become more than just a truck driver, meaning somebody that's a steering wheel holder, so to speak. They will reinvest. Even if they reinvest in Detroit, it's booming real estate going on in Detroit. There's a lot of bullshit going on, but some booming shit going on in Detroit. And I hate to say it, a lot of times when I'm speaking from the black mind frame, with the black point of view, with the African. And so if you hear me get a little passionate, excited, it's just that if you can just get them brothers and sisters that's over there into the industry, and they need to hurry up and get into the industry because they're working on this automation. Automation is going to be here. It's probably going to be here in the next 20 years. It's slowly working. Dash cams, the black box in front of your truck, automated trucks, all this stuff. Everybody's not, if you're not thinking about it, you're perfecting what it takes in order for this to be an automated industry. It's not going to be, I say in 20 years, there might be maybe 3% of the truck and automation industry will be running the roads, you know. But if you can get them here within that 20 years, they can do magnificent things. Oh, they can do it. They can do it. They can do it. Oh, I feel it. I feel they can do it, but they got to take that step. All right. I haven't finished the article yet. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and, all right. Everybody stop your comment. Stop commenting. Hold your comment. Like, if you got a comment, finish your comment now. Then we're going to go ahead and get back to the article. Trucking can open so many doors for 18-year-olds, and if they're immature or not responsible, trucking can change them. I absolutely agree with that, Joel. Absolutely agree with that. I mean, for the people that's out there that started their own LLC to do their leasing or owning, look how your mentality have changed on life. Just look at how your mentality have changed on the way that the corporate, look, I always say this, and a lot of people don't agree. Life is a game, and you're dealt these cards. You got to figure out how to make that game work for you. All right, you got to figure out how to make that game work for you. If you can figure out how to make that game work for you, you're gonna win. At the same time, you're gonna have to test the waters. If you don't test the waters, you don't know what temperature you're supposed to be at the way you can be comfortable and relax. I think somebody needs to make a program recruiting 18-year-olds and show them that they can be just as successful as anybody in the streets. I agree, because trucking, I think I heard Trucker Brown saying this as well. Trucking is one of those industries where your work ethic still matter. Yeah, sometimes it might be knowing somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody, because that's how most of the industry work. You get that state, city, county job because you know somebody. All right, and they're telling you, hey, the county test is going to be March such and such. Go take it. You know, this is some of the stuff I remember from my test. You know, this test is going to be the state test for this position. But trucking, you can literally get in the truck and start off at a Swift and get your own authority within 2 years or less. All right, and you got to understand something too. If you get your own authority at 2 years, if you get your own authority, your personal background, I don't know if that counts or not. There's nobody that said that the insurance company looked at your background and saw that you had a felony, so they're going to charge you more. Record. But if you're at 18, technically you only been driving 2-3 years. Technically, you probably only been driving legally. Because we know 13, 14, 15, we done stole a car, we done drove a car, such like that. But you get your permit at what, 14, 15? You start driving at 16. By the time you get out of high school, or yeah, time you get out of high school, you go straight into a semi and leave the bullshit behind. Leave the bullshit behind. I appreciate all the thumbs up, man. I really do appreciate it. Nationally, we are all resistant towards change. This is how the country is, but truth is, it probably turns out okay for most people. We are, because we don't want to leave status quo. The reason why we're afraid of change, because we don't want to leave our status quo. If you live in Louisiana, in this state, in this city, everybody knows you. You have a status, you have a quo, you have a reputation. And a lot of people don't want to leave that status quo and reputation, because if you go from Louisiana to California, people don't know you. So they got to take you at who you are. Not what you have, but who you are. All right? And they got to take for who you are. You might not have the same clout as you would have in Louisiana. So a lot of people are afraid of that. That is detrimental to a lot of people's ego, and that's when you get somebody from Louisiana to move out to California and they start telling the Al Bundy stories. Well, back when I was in Louisiana, I was moving work. Back when I was in Louisiana, I was A, B, C, and D. Back when I was in Louisiana, I was this, and that, because they're living off the reputation they had there and not the one that they can build here. Now, at the same time, the people that do take that chance, you'll see them in places like Atlanta. Atlanta is a safe haven that had less than the stellar reputations. They moved to Atlanta and they can start anew. But a lot of people are afraid of that because you have to make a decision to start anew. And that's the thing. Once you take that person out of where their status quo and their reputation precedes them and put them in a truck and send them out to somewhere where nobody knows and nobody cares. My name is TRB. Nobody gives a fuck who TRB is. Wait a minute, but you don't know me? I'm big country. I'm such and such and such and such back in San Diego. Yeah, but this is Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? We still fly Confederate flags at our DLT station. Who you are over there means nothing. And that is what a lot of people are afraid of. Why they're afraid of that, I don't know. It's not necessarily a bubble or whatnot, but they are. Think about it. You ever heard them stories? Back when I lived in the south side of Chicago, I was whoopty 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 whoop. Okay, but what are you doing now here in Birmingham, Alabama? Oh, well, you know. Oh, well, you know. Hey, you got to listen to the cadence. Oh, well, you know. I'm just here because of blah, blah, blah. I can go to jail at 18 but can't get a CDL to better myself, and surrounded sounded misleading, but look at how you view 18 to 25 demographic. I view 18 to 25 demographic as lost. I view them as lost. I view them as lost because, and again, I'm sorry to all the other races that are probably watching this video. I'm speaking from a black point of view. For the people that grew up that are between the ages of 29 and 40 right now, we most likely grew up in a single parent home. We most likely grew up around drugs or something like that, or abusive parents, or people who didn't communicate, or people that just didn't have the knowledge to give, or people that would get easily frustrated because they didn't know something. Like, I get easily frustrated when I read 4th grade math. John has 2.3 such and such, and he needs to times this and divide by that with the square root of this. I'm like, in elementary? Like, baby, look, all you need to know is what's 1 plus. You need to know add, subtract, divide, multiply. All this square root and all that stuff, you don't really need to know that in real life. But technically, you do, depending on the field you go in. So it's, I view them as lost and trying to find a way. Their role models are Tekashi 6ix9ine. They want to be like him. They want to be like, you know, even with the ratting. Because in our community, it's bad. But at the same time, if you want to murder me, I'm going to tell everything about you, your mama, your cousin, your nieces, your nephews, the children you ain't had and you're going to have. Because you tried to murder me. Why would I protect you? It's a street code. Who wrote the street code? Tell me that. Street code is perceived. But at the same time, it all depends on the circumstances and situations. So you got to weigh that out. Recruiter needs to teach business and trucking as well, not just looking for people. No, DMC, if you're still in here, recruiters don't need to do nothing but make shit look like gold. Okay? All recruiters need to do is make shit look like gold. It depends on how you polish it. It depends on how you polish it to make it look like anything else besides shit. It's still stank, but it's gonna be a stank of success. Will that driver be driving 3 days because he took a shower like right now? I'm gonna probably drive for about 2 days, depending on where I'm going. I doubt it. And I might not take a shower, probably forget, like, oh damn, I'm supposed to put deodorant on. I didn't put deodorant on because I left it in the truck because it came out my backpack when I threw my backpack up on the top bunk. You know what? That stank of success. Success. But what we need to teach our youngsters It's self-worth. Stop basing your self-worth off what other, you know what, that's a whole nother video. It's a whole nother video. Am I here to motivate people? I'm not here to motivate people. I'm just here to read an article and get entertained and entertain y'all while getting pennies on a check. You know? Great topic, I agree. Facts. Great topic. It just means that the mega carriers don't have enough DOTs on the board to control the market share. That's what driver shortage means. As long as there's a driver shortage, and the driver shortage is not 500,000. The driver shortage is probably like more to 50,000. I swear I seen this truck on Instagram. Is that the blue truck off Instagram right there? The prime truck with the clean door? But driver shortage is good for the driver. All right, are you drinking Modelo? I am. I just finished the Four Loko. The Four Loko has worn off because that shit was releasing all kind of bad shit in my shoulders. I had to stretch out a few times. I don't even. Let's see. That's not the case either, TRB, because the military is major responsibility, but 18-year-old can still drink. Okay, Rich the Trucker. There's a difference. 18-year-old, you go to the military, you're set. If you're willing to do what they tell you to do and go fight whatever they tell you to fight and train however they tell you to train, you can move up. The military is awesome. It is awesome to go into. I would never in my life say, don't go. Like, I want my kids to go to the military at least 4 years. I said 4 years. Because I feel like the military can definitely see. Here's the thing about the military. A lot of people understand and don't understand the bond in the military. And this is coming from somebody on the outside looking in. The bond. Okay? You will get lifelong family, friends, associates, connections, and you will, if you get dishonorably discharged, you get to take care of the medical, the education, the VA loans. You'll always have a place to go to if you do X amount of years in the military. And by a place to go to, I mean VA medical is the best, but you always have somewhere to go to. All right. You can buy a house, you can get land, you can get so many different benefits by going to the military. It just depends on the branch of military that you go in. If you go to the Army, your bond is going to be tighter than anybody because they're probably going to send you overseas and you're probably going to be killing. I ain't going to necessarily say murdering, but you're going to be standing up. You're going to stand. I'm in Florida right now. You're going to be standing your ground on what your people perceive to believe in. Okay? And I'm saying this in a broad range because of I'm trying to keep this particular part PC. All right? But you can also come out here and drive trucks. You have a choice. But if you drive trucks, you're going to miss out on the medical. You will get great medical as a company driver. All right, you're gonna have the medical, but you're not gonna have the bond and the benefits because coming out here at 18, you're gonna miss out on a whole lot of life experiences that you would have had if you did not get in the truck. Let's talk about the other side of it. 18, I was knocking 4 or 5 chicks a week. I worked a security job as a bouncer at strip clubs and other 21 and over establishments. I've always been bigger for my age. I consider myself more mature for my age. I don't know if that's true or not. And I always had a thing for older women. Yes, I do. My wife, she's about 5-6 years older than me. Yeah, she just don't know she got an old man in a young body, so to speak. But you can't beat the experiences and the bonds that you will make in the military. At the same time, you can't beat the experiences and the mentality that you would get making over 100K a year in trucking. You get what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying with that? Do you understand what I'm saying with that? I'm sorry I'm sitting back because that right there just set me back, because sometimes you want to think what's more important, having lifelong friends or understanding lifelong financial stability. One, if they pass this law, you can start to understand that between the age of 21 and 25, or the other, you can build lifelong friends between the ages of 21 and 25. But you won't have that financial. What do you think is, hey, okay, hold on, come with me now. Hey, y'all over here in the mind of TRB, what would be more beneficial in your, not the world, in your life, having understanding of how the financial and the corporate and the suit and tie and capitalism, I'm sorry, that's the word I was looking for. Which one is more important, understanding capitalism or having personal emotional bonds with people that you went through shit with? Think about that. There's guy, and this is me. I've never been to the military. I tried for the test. They told me I can go and mop a deck in the rain. I said, fuck y'all, and I was done with it. But I've always wanted to go to the military when I was young, just because I grew up around Swabbies. But the people that I grew up with, their bond and their friendship was something that was next level. Even to the day, they would call to check up on each other. They would come and visit with each other. They would come and hang out with each other, exchange information with each other. They get jobs because they was in the infantry, such and such and such and such, and now they got a job over in federal government doing something, and they bring them on. Think about that. Or you can have financial stability to where you dealing with your own merit, because there's two. All right, one, you're dependent on capitalism. You're dependent on the markets. You're dependent on your ability to make money and your ability to get money from financial institutions, meaning business credit, in order to further yourself. Or you can have that bond with somebody else that can still be beneficial. So as a human, what will be more beneficial? Having bond with people or having bond with information on how to make money? In which case you would question the bonds that you have with the other people, because you're in that field of making money and they're going to latch on to you. You know what I'm talking about. Especially if you do YouTube, you get people that latch on to you because you got X amount of subscribers. Don't play yourself. Inside subliminal. That's inside subliminal. Don't play yourself. Thinking that all these people on YouTube is whatever. All right, let's see. I have yet to finish the article. All right, what's good, TRB? San Diego 619, stand up, baby. Southeast was happening. Southeast was happening. That's why I do hazmat only, no shortage whatsoever. I couldn't get my hazmat because I went to court for a felony. That's a whole nother video. I'm not even gonna go in there. 18, drive trucks, good thing. People understand that veteran truck drivers are retired much early, and they think right now Europe has truck driver shortages right now. That's true. Forget 35. I'm trying to get to that 25. Get that before 25. I hear you. How long is Swift driving school? I don't know. It's been years since I went to it, so you gotta ask somebody who's fresh on YouTube from Swift. Who else drive Texas Regional for prime and only breaks even? I had a felony, but money got rid of it. Hey, money matters. Matt, Pound Game in the building. What's going on in Mrs. Pound Game? Mrs. How do you say MRS? Mrs. Pound Game? Is that still Mrs. Mrs.? Anyway, shout out to her. Hey, Pound Game. If you still watching this, just let you know, you're in my lottery pool. What I mean by lottery pool is if I win the lottery, you're gonna get a truck. Keys tossed to you. All right, here's the tickets. Bang, bang. If I ever win the lottery and I hit that 300-something million, you're getting a truck. PH is getting a truck. Trucker Brown is getting a truck. Loshawn got trucks, but I'm going to give him one truck that's paid off. Ghost is getting a truck. So, yeah, that is so true, TRB. Sermon, that's me at JB Hunt now, doing all I can to get away. That's true, but if you are a real hustler or have the mentality, you would have found other things to do with your time or money other than commit crimes. No. Hustler the trucker, no. Gotta understand, 80% of the people that are in jail thought they can get away. The other 20 got, no, you know what? It might be a difference, but the other 20 got snitched on because they was dumb. Like, to rob a drug dealer is the easiest shit in the world in my mind. All you have to do, sleeping gas. Sit for about 2 weeks, see where the trap house at, go 2, 3 in the morning, toss some sleeping gas under the house, especially if they're in the South. Because the house is usually built on stilts or whatever you call that. Throw 4 or 5 cans of sleeping gas, which you can buy in bulk on a particular website. Give it about an hour. They're going to be asleep. You run in, you take all the money, and you're out. As long as you put latex gloves on, then throw some gloves on top of those gloves, you know, and making sure it's some fresh gloves that you bought like 2 years ago. You know, when you buy the pack of gloves for 99 cents from Dollar General or some shit, make sure it's some shit that you bought like 2, 3 years ago. You can buy them in a pack of 5. They ain't gonna have no fingerprints. Who a drug dealer gonna call? Because they trap money got stolen. They gonna call the police? What? And sleeping gas, the motherfuckers fall asleep, you go in and you raid the house. You get all the shit you want. Then you can do some dumb shit like use their phone and call 911. These guys are selling drugs. The proof of the drugs is on their body because you don't want the drugs, you want the money. Depending on how smart you is. Be a millionaire for sure. Hey, I'm saying, like, the knowledge that we have now, you would have to pay for, or you would have read 30 books to get to the stuff that we get now on YouTube, perceived as the free 99. Look back on my past, I would have done other things, lawn care, mechanics. Nah. I got mines because I was making money, but I was getting like 1,000, 18, like 1,500 in food stamps. We got turducken, fried turkey, we got lamb, we got crab legs, lobster butt, sexy crab legs, we got scallops, and we got this, and we feel like we getting over because it's from the government, you know, so they wouldn't care. You can't get that on lawn money. You can if you end up getting several customers, but we felt that we didn't. I felt, my wife was like, "Bro, what are you doing?" At the time, she wasn't my wife. Make sure I say that. She was just a girlfriend who didn't know where this stuff came from. I just make sure to say that for legal purposes. But you know, it's always a sense, and you gotta understand when you look at it. When you look at a lot of people that do it, credit card scams, they feel like they're not getting, you know, they're not going to hurt anybody. And they're not even thinking of the person that they're going to hurt. You were looking to invest in differently, thinking differently, and seeing people and family in different as well. Exactly, Brandy. You're making that type of money. And then you start to see the potential that you can make with that money, you will start to look at everything totally different. Everything. You even look at Trump differently. Hey, you even look, I ain't gonna say you gonna like him. I ain't gonna say you agree with him. Certain shit you will look at differently. Certain shit. Hey, I'm not a Trump supporter. Please don't get it twisted. All right. That would change so many of our lives as youth between the ages of 16 and 18 and 21. It definitely would, but are they going to be responsible enough There's going to have to be a study to put out. Like, okay, let's hire 10,000 people at the age of 18 and see what happens. See what type of stupid shit they do, what type of smart stuff they do, because none of these businesses are in the business of teaching you how to handle your money. They give it to you. They're not going to teach you how to handle it. But with this information age now, you got people like Dean Cole, you got people like this person and that person that can be like, this is how you get business credit. This is how you start your own business. You know, you got even Chasing Andrews' old videos. If he ain't erased them, they can run across Chasing Andrews' old videos and be like, you know, you need a fax number, you need a website. These guys know how to do that, and if they don't know how to do that, they can go on YouTube. YouTube is the new daddy. People don't get it when I say it. YouTube is the new daddy. We don't need daddy to teach us how to change the oil. YouTube will teach me how to change the oil. I don't need daddy to teach me about money. YouTube will teach me about money. Oops, gotta go. Perkins, that's what's up. Exactly, brother. Change the way of thinking. You can kill someone in the military, in the barracks, in the town they are trained, kill if they go into the military, even being a police officer. I mean, technically, you can kill somebody in Florida and get away with it. So, stand my ground, you know. You got wrenches for everybody. Oh, Brandy over here putting in work. Brandy, you over here putting in work, baby. I ain't even seen him. I can confirm I'm doing everything I can not to be a company driver past this year. But you always have the option. If shit fails here, I can always go back to a company and run a company and try it over and then improve off the knowledge that I made, that I gained from doing this. Trucking can change a family statute to middle class. Definitely a great industry. It's definitely a great industry. Absolutely, PG. It's definitely a great industry. And it's one of those things like, you know, I'm on YouTube, so I verbalize what I go through, but 99.8% of the people that are not on YouTube are out there making an honest living. Whether it's day cab, local, regional, oversized, heavy haul, whatever. I'm a supporter and fellow trucker too. That's what's up. When I grow, I will give you a wrench also, Brandy. Brandy is the business, bro. Brandy been around for a minute. Her, Wesley Walls, Seth, Pound Game, you know, those all are good. They're definitely good people. I've never met them in real life. I definitely plan on meeting Pound Game and his wife in real life. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna meet Pound Game and them in real life. Whether it's on purpose or accident, I'm definitely gonna have to meet them. Just that me and Pound Game has a similar story, and like I said, he's in my lot. So you know, we talk about the lottery. Like if I win the lottery, this is where I will spend it. Well, that I don't say is yeah, Pound Game is gonna be set. He don't even know it. You know what I'm saying? He got his own things that he want to do with agriculture, let's just say the movement of the variety of agricultural of things, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm definitely gonna slide him. I'm gonna see if I can get Keity Wheaton in real estate and shoot Party Hard a truck, TV a truck and lower truck, Woody a truck if he want, Matty Ice a truck, and Still Cliff a truck, paid off. You know, all they gotta pay is taxes for the tags or whatever. There's a couple other people, but you know, some colleges need to go out of building. It ain't that the colleges need to go out. Everything serves its purpose. Colleges are great to have that degree, but technically all you need is an AA or BA for most of these jobs, and then it's when you divert into a college atmosphere, that's when you really understand it's not what you know, but who you know. Certain jobs you can't get if you don't have an AA or a BA, an associate's or a bachelor's degree. An AA will take you a year or two. A BA will take you 2 years, or was it? A BA takes you what, like 2 to 3 years, depending on where you go. But it's the connections that you make in order to get you the job that you want to say that you have a BA or AA. You know, all these people that's getting master's degrees. No comment. No comment. You're going to get the extra education the extra insight to the education that you need. Yeah, I'm gonna fuck TRB. What would you do with yourself nowadays? And hustler, the truck. Thank you. Me too. Who care who you are? Was good. I'm dead. School is about memorization. I agree. The school is about memorization, but you got to think about it. How long did it take you to get to the point where you realize school was about memorization? Because if it's just that easy, then you should have a 4.2. I don't know how anybody get over a 4.0, but I've seen people that said they got a 4.2. They got over a 4.0 GPA. Isn't that means you got, isn't a 4.0 where you get all A? So that means you got all A plus. If you get a 4.2 GPA, well, you got an A plus extra credit. Like, I don't. Boom. Corps baby. So I went to Job Corps and made some of the best friends, and that's the closest I can get to where the military friendship is. Made some really good friends in Job Corps because I was there for about 2.5 to 3 years. Because I did like ambassador. I was the guy that was bringing them in. It ain't recruiting, but it's like when you come to Job Corps, I'm the guy that would give you the introduction to Job Corps, you know, and made some magnificent friends. We don't talk at all or as much, but anytime I create a profile, Yolanda's there, Becky's there, Rebecca, all right, Hispanic, you know what I'm saying? But there is a Becky that I'm about to get myself in trouble. I'm about to get myself in trouble. Let's just say there's a 6'1" Caucasian woman that come on, Prime. What are you doing, dog? That's reserved if you keep going. Prime got the money. I was born in the wrong generation. Should have been born an 80s baby. Why do you view them as lost and all of them? Okay. I view them as lost because if you look at and I ain't gonna say 100%. All right. Just when I talk to somebody that's 18, that's between the ages of 16 and 20, it's always a very different, what's the word I'm looking for? Either they're gonna be, and this goes for different states, different environments as well, vastly unaware of what reality is, meaning they feel as if they're gonna go out and they're gonna you know, move this work and buy a house and buy cars. Then you got the ones that are responsible, vast difference. You got the ones that are somewhat responsible, that grew up knowing who their father and their mother was, and in tune to the family, but understanding it's about them at the end of the day. And that is so important when I meet somebody that's that age, that no, it's not about Keisha, it's not about Lisa, it's about them. They're out here to better themselves. I got a niece who went to Africa by herself, and she travels from time to time by herself because she has that much self-confidence. There's a lot of you that's probably on this thing that couldn't even travel by yourself. I can travel by myself because I'm self-confident and I'm self-aware, you know, and that's a vast difference. And then you get the ones that's kind of like up in the air, and the ones that's up in the air, all it takes is 1 or 2 life experiences that's going to lead them down the wrong road or the right road. Just listen. Like, you ask them what you want to do in life. Don't come at them with the serious face. What you want to do in life? Just ask them. Oh, well, I'm trying to do A, B, C, and D. Well, what are you doing to get to A, B, C, and D? That's where you would get where their mentality is. Well, I want to go here, but I got to work because blah, blah, blah. I want to do this, but, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you got the homeboy who got high blood pressure, can't pass his thing, but every time you see him, they at the rib shack, they doing this, they doing that. It's kind of like your words don't add up with your actions, you know? Hey, I just thought about it. That was not a shot at a particular individual who I grew up with in high school. I just thought about that. Nah, Kimron. Hey, this is not about you, home. Do your thing. I'm highly entertained. But you get what I'm saying. You get those, you get the people that can talk a good game, but not actually execute. Now, could I be one of those people? I only said that I wanted to get in the truck, and I got in the trucking. You know? I mean, it is what it is. Well, you need to get your license at age 16. Why not get your CDL at 18 and can drive a truck? It's all based on maturity and what they want to do. A lot of people at the age of 18 can't leave that environment of club life or missing out on what's going on in the city, in the state, in the neighborhood, on the block. They can't miss out on that. They feel like they're missing out on something. Now, at the same time, if you do this, you're going to take away from those experiences at the age of 18. You're going to take away from those experiences. Those are some of the most memorable times. In my lifetime, between the age of 16 and 19, there's a reason why I'm not misogynistic or chase after women, because at the age of 16 and 19, I had them. I done got my dick wet so much. Oh, and keep in mind, I was still a fat nigga. So when I hear fat dudes talking about they can't get none, bruh, you can always get your 5, 6, 7, 8. You can get the 10, it's just gonna take a little time. But the 5, 6, 7, 8, the 5 is guaranteed, the 6 is guaranteed, the 7 might be a data, the 8 might have to take a little verbal conversion. Don't ever tell me. I don't care. I don't care. I'm 6'4". I got bet. You know what? Let me show y'all a picture. Matter of fact, I'll post it to my Instagram. All 72 people in here, go follow my Instagram at TheRightBrotha. Post a picture of when I was 18. Bro, I was in Job Corps. Even though I'm a little bit under the influence, I know not to incriminate myself. Let's just say that. But anytime you ask, were you a hoe at the age of 16 to 19? If they tell you no, pause and smile. Hey, there's some shit that they not gonna tell you. Don't even try to get it out of them. Just know it's some shit they not gonna tell you. Brother, give them some game. I ain't gonna do it. Hell no, 18-year-olds shouldn't be driving immature. My role model was Jay Rich, TRB, TB, LaShawn, the rank is married to the miles. All of you are the role models. Brandon Smith, you a role model yourself. I don't know what you're talking about. You're a role model in yourself. We're not role models. It's not even a term, because I realize with my wife, there's a lot of things that you got to put a context on. It ain't necessarily a role model. It's just that you're watching them do it, and then you wonder what if. Or you're watching them do it and you wonder what if. Or you're watching this person business credit, you're like, what if? Let me go see what it takes to get business credit. Let me go over here to such-and-such.com and see what it takes. YouTube is a place where if you can get out of your feelings, you can bounce ideas off each other. All right? And that's what a lot of people are missing and don't understand. Off each other. I bounce an ideal off you. You bounce an ideal off me. Next thing you know, somebody will end up coming up and taking another step. Oh, okay. Let me see how that works. You know? Discipline is key. Perseverance. I don't know if discipline is necessarily the key set it is that you want to do and how you're going to do it. You're different from the norm that you've been taught and go out and live in. How many of your hood have a Dunkin' Donuts? I think that's all I'm saying. That's all the information, but it's $30,000 for Dunkin' Donuts. How much do a semi truck cost? How much did you buy that used semi truck for? Just waiting for this. Just give it a minute. Wait for the signal to get stable. Okay. I probably skipped a lot of your comments. Let me scroll back a little bit. None of the houses are built on stilts here unless they are built on stilts. You want to south. He talking about them old wood houses sitting on blocks. Hey, them old wood houses sitting on blocks, are they not trap houses? Freedom is economy and economic independence. True, you would never get away from the government, but you can get away from the establishment and create your own establishment. Greetings from TA in Santanella, California. Because I tell people all the time that I look at my truck as a beautiful piece of machinery. My money maker. You can learn a lot from YouTube. YouTube has taught me how to become a man. It definitely would teach you how to become a man in their point of view, you know, but you got to have the mind to understand. You take it as an ingredient. It's not necessarily the main ingredient, but a lot of people end up taking YouTube as facts, and it's not always that way. I'm about to my feet wet in the owner world, bro. Any advice? Rashad, if you still here, any advice? It's February. Might pick up. Being Cali in May. BA is a 4-year master. BA is 4 years, but you can get it in 2, depending on what school you go to and what courses you take. But you can get an AA in a year or 2 or less. So it doesn't matter what field your degree is in. They in fucking black studies, and you're a black person. So the shit they talk about is just you can have an AA in English, American English. You can have an AA in anything. It's the fact that you have that can get you in the door to whatever. You know, but that just let me know I am. It means you get an A plus and extra credit. A plus extra credit. So that's how you get it over 4.0. Okay, gotcha. It's 2, BA is 4, AA is 2. They do it, you can get over 4.0. Yeah, I'm way behind in the comments, huh? Measure straps and try to avoid as you can and stack. Big checks start coming in. Yep, Tony, as always. I get what you're saying now. Having all the role models in the world doesn't replace having a father. Mine was in and out of my life in a large gap. When your father doesn't raise you, your environment will. True. I am a prime example of what for somebody who was raised by society, but had the guidance of or had the ability of observation. Okay, I had the ability of observation. So even though I was raised by society, being in foster home, group homes, so, you know, juvenile hall, I observed these people and I stood back. I'm always watching and observing and seeing how I can curate, if that's the word, curate that into, or if I can absorb that, or if I can imply that into my life, their way of handling a particular situation. Simply deep in the building. I mean, I didn't even know it, but I was a leader in my environment, or I was the leader of, when it comes to an issue with the black community, the Mexicans, the Asians, the white folks, you got to understand, I grew up in San Diego, California, so we had a variety. So, you know, the Samoans, the Ethiopians, the whatever would come to me. We got, you know, there game. Now, a lot of y'all probably not know what I'm talking about when I say little story time. Just a little bit story time. Hispanic gangsters wore their clothes at that time. You gotta be creased. Your dick has gotta be free. Your crease will come out and then slide down the line of your crease. You would fold. Hang on. Show y'all what I'm talking about, because y'all might not understand. And if you grew up in Cali, you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about. All right now. All right. I just got out the shower, so in my basketball shorts. So you gotta crease them like this, right? And then this part of the crease will slide straight down into your crease. And there's a certain way you walk, and there's a certain way that you carry yourself. Because when anybody carry themselves with authority in this particular community, it shows. You know it. Like, you know it. It's like they was raised to exude authority. It's a thing. It's a thing. All right. So yeah, it's a thing. That's all I'm gonna say. But he had an issue with the homeboy Mobile. Now, you like Mobile, yeah. So a lot of times when you're not from a particular area, you will get the name of the city that you're from. All right, you'll get the name of the city that you're from. So like there was this group, there were this family that was from Hazelhurst, Mississippi. Guess what we called them? Hazelhurst. All right. So anytime you say Hazelhurst, we know exactly you're talking about him. So this dude named Mobile. So this dude named Mobile, in some type of way, violated a Mexican chick. And then it was about to be a black and Mexican riot. On a black and Mexican riot, as of right now, black folks would not win that. Black folks would not win. If the Mexicans rose up against the black folks in such a small community, we're not going to win. If it's a large community, we're going to win. We're not going to win, but it's going to be head and head. But when it's 100 Hispanics, it's 30 or 40 blacks, we're not going to win, because the blacks are not going to be on the same page. And what I mean by that is, if you're from California, you know what I'm talking about. If the Mexican dude whistles, all Hispanic people stop and look in the direction that the whistle came from. I kid not. Now, I don't like that now, but this is me growing up, observing. Woo, 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 with the whistle. Woo, 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 twiddle, 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 twiddle. And next thing you know, the quinceañera that was over there that was going on, the Mexican homies with the lowrider that was going on, the people at the park, they're going to stop and they're going to look. And there's two things that go through their mind. What set they from and what they rep, Surthaniel or Northaniel. The black folks, we can whistle all we want. We ain't going to do shit but watch. Because you from 4'7", I'm from 5'9", so we're not going to help you. I'm from Skyline, you from Emerald, so we really not going to fuck with you like that. It's a thing when I was growing up. So they came to me. They were, and you know, everybody knew me as Big Country. So they were like, hey, Holmes, Big Country, this fool, such and such and such, did such and such and such. And before we go after, we're going to go through you. I was like, well, tell me what's going on. Okay. I said, so in order for us to get this straight, let's go get the Mija that had this particular issue. And then I'm going to hear her story. Then I'm going to hear his story, because I have a great way of deducting of what really happened out of hearing, because anybody's going to, you know, in an argument, anybody's going to side with what they believe in. And so we met in the back where there was no security. And I brung him, he brung her, and did the whole thing and stopped it. It's a total misunderstanding. I always had respect with the Hispanics. I always had respect with the words, the goth, the gay. That's the first time I met my shout out to Mark. He don't watch my videos, but Mark was the most feminine black dude I ever met in my life. Stories. That's all I'm gonna say. Stories. But you know, and that's where, as a child of society, my sense of observation came into play. But anyway, you know what? We had an hour and 34 minutes. I'm gonna swipe through your comments real quick, the rest of the comments, and then we're gonna go ahead and get back to the story. I've been all over the place with this video. This video is brought to you by Modelo. It's empty. Damn. I might have to go back to the store. All right. So hold your comments till we get done reading this, and then back to your comments. All right. Shout out to the 38 people that stayed after the live feed kept crashing. Feel free to share this. Go ahead and share. Hold on, let me see. I'm gonna share this out real quick to get some people back in here, and then we're gonna go ahead and do what. Okay, we're gonna give it a minute, and then we're gonna go ahead and get back into the story, because the whole reason we're here is about 18-year-olds driving a truck. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead, like I said, I will be doing another article rereading this and uploading it. So okay, so the age and expect that that number to rise to 150,000 in 5 years. The characterization known as driver shortage has commonly been challenged by groups such as Owner Ops Independent Drivers Association, which is OOID, which is opposed to lowering the interstate driving limit. So the OOID don't want this to happen. All right, the OOIDA, or OIDA, if you ever heard of that term, OIDA. OIDA and other trucking groups like the 11,000 member National Association of Small Trucking and Corporation, which is known as NASTC, and the 15,000 member Small Business and Transportation Coalition, SBTC, contends the driver shortage is a mischaracterization of what is actually happening. These groups argue working conditions for professional truckers have become so intolerable that many currents should be behind the wheel have chosen to exit the industry and sit on the sidelines. Yo, I'm gonna read that one more time, because what I just read is a big deal. Okay, it is a big deal. All right, you ready? You listening? You listening? All right. The OIDA and other trucking groups like the 11,000 member National Association of Small Trucking Companies, NASTC, and the 15,000 Small Business Transportation. This is when people say that numbers don't matter. They quoting the numbers. And the fifth Small Business and Trucking Coalition, SBTC, contends the driver shortage is a mischaracterization of what is actually happening. Pay attention, all right? Pay attention. These groups argue working conditions for professional truckers have become so intolerable that many current CDL holders who could be behind the wheel have chosen to exit the industry or sit on the sidelines. How do you feel about that? Is that true? All right. The driver pay model is wrong, and they are not being paid what they are worth. It's time for a paradigm shift in how drivers are paid. James Lamb said that, president of the Small Business and Transportation Coalition. I feel whenever you got to take a 34 on the road, and when you're asleep, 10-hour sleeper berth on duty, you should get paid federal minimum wage. Federal minimum wage is not a lot, but something's better than nothing. How do you feel about that? Hold on, let's find out. Give me a moment. What is the federal minimum wage? The signal's slow, as y'all can tell. All right. Federal minimum wage is $7.25. So that's 70, 80, 90, maybe $100 for a 10-hour break. All right. James Lamb, president of the SBTC, recently told Transportation Nation Network, TNN, and shout out to Transportation Nation Network. I'm using them to source a lot of my information because they're not biased. They don't have ads for major corporations. Signal seems slow. I'm just checking it. All right. They don't have ads for major corporations, so they can tell how they feel without being penalized financially from the other institutions. James Lab, president of the SBTC, told Transportation Nation Network in an exclusive interview, the root of the problem is drivers are not compensated adequately for the service they provide. The driver pay model is wrong and they are not being paid what they are worth, Lamb said. It is time for a paradigm shift in how drivers are paid. Lamb said he believes the model of paying truckers by the mile and regulations regulating them by the hours is flawed. Pay them a salary, then give them a bonus structure, he said. Do y'all agree with that? Do you think drivers should be paid salary? So you come into Swift, you know you're going to make $45,000 a year before taxes. Do y'all agree with that? Do you? The thing with drivers' pay is too inconsistent, is basically what they're saying. It's too inconsistent. You don't never know what you're going to make this week and next week, and it's based on the relationship that you have with your dispatcher, your driver manager, and your broker, so on and so forth. The relationship that you have with this person or that person. By basing it on salary, not miles, you're guaranteed to get paid whether they run you or not. Now that doesn't help for the corporations because they want you to make money. All right, they want you to get out there and make them money. Then they pay you off the money that they make from the runs that you take. But by paying you salary, if the dispatcher say we ain't got no loads for you, you don't have to worry about that. You have a peace of mind knowing that you're going to make this much a week before taxes. And I always say before taxes because everybody has different things coming out. You might have a lien, you might have child support, you might have debt that you're paying, garnishes and different things like that. So he contends that until drivers are treated properly, people are not going to recruit their friends into the industry like they once did. Critics also question the measure like the Drive Safe Act will provide a net positive or net neutral effect on the industry's safety results, which advocates for the legislation claim. I got to read that again because I don't understand it. He contends, all right. He contended that until drivers are treated properly, people are not going to recruit their friends into the industry like they once did, which is true. Critics also question if measures like the Drive Safe Act will provide a net positive or a net neutral effect on the industry's safety results, which advocates on the legislation's claim. Claim. I've been drinking. So basically, it's saying this Drive Safe Act, they don't know if it's going to be a net positive or a net neutral, or it's going to be a neutral effect on the industry when it comes to the safety claims that we get out here for hitting cars, poles, running over people's lawns with the trailer tires, different things like that. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which they go by the IIH, was quick to argue putting 18-year-olds behind the wheel of a big rig is unwise. In an interview with Trucks.com, Eric Teo, I'm going to get the name messed up, IIHS Senior Situation said, "We already know that younger drivers in passenger vehicles are at a higher risk, so we don't think it makes sense to put them behind an 80,000-pound truck." And here's an insert. Given the Board Coalition of Interstates, or Board Coalition of Interests backing this measure, there is growing understanding across the country that the impact of this issue reaches far beyond just trucking and commercial vehicles. Chris Spears, president of the American Trucking Association. I do know how to read, people, even though I have a GED. All right, I might get stuck on a word, and it take me a minute to recall how that word is supposed to be said in my mind. Leave me alone. Even still, a growing number of powerful groups are aligning behind the Drive Safe Act. Okay, and let's just clarify something. If you want to know what the Drive Safe Act is, let's see. The Developing Responsible Individual for a Vibrant Economy Act. Okay, I'm gonna say it one more time. The Developing Responsible Individuals for a Vibrant Economy Act is the Drive Safe Act, which would eliminate the federal age restriction on interstate transport. So you hear me say Drive Safe Act. It just means this act that is being, this piece of legislation that's being put in place for 18 and over people to drive on the highway, cross country, cross interstate, intrastate, and all that good stuff. Okay. Even still, the growing number of powerful groups aligned behind the Drive Safe Act. In fact, more than 50 industry trade groups support the legislation. Okay, this is very important. I want you guys to hear what I'm about to say. Listen to the groups that support this act. Listen to the groups that support this act. 50 industry trade groups support the legislation, including the International Food Distribution Association, the American Trucking Association, National Restaurant Association, okay, National Retail Federation, the National Association of Manufacturers, and the American Beverage Association. So they want the 18-year-olds to get out here and move them beverages. All right. They want them to move that food product. So that means the Cisco's, I don't know if they're part of the association, but I'm assuming the Cisco's, Coca-Colas, the Pepsi's, all right, National Retail Federation, so that's the NTS folks, the people that's moving the pants, jeans, shirts out of Compton, the loads you pick up in Compton. You know what I'm talking about? The International Food Service, so that means the McClares. I said McClares. I said it wrong. You know what I'm talking about? The MC Space. Hold on, because I'm delivering the load to him right now. Hold on. McLane. The McLanes. And all these foods and beverages that want to move this product, they're behind this. The people that have interest in pushing this are the people that have product that they want to move at a cheaper price. All right, you hear it. The International Food Distribution Association. Name some food companies out there that's moving freight. Not Prime and stuff like that, but name the actual. So I know Cisco is one. McLane is one. All right. What's some of these cold storages? The American Trucking Association, which is the ATA. That's just association. National Restaurant Association. So all the stuff that's going to the restaurants, they want people that's younger to move that stuff because they can move it better and they have the needs to move it. And then when I'm not talking about the need, N-E-E-D, I'm talking about K-N-E-E. They got them needs to move, because when you moving, like I used to deliver beer when I had my Class B license. I used to lose, I lost like 20, 30 pounds the first few months because you're moving packs upon packs upon packs of cases of 40 ounces, and back in the day, Smirnoff and Zimas, goddamn. Hey, that's some hard work, but it pays great. You know, the American Beverage Association. So you know that's your Pepsis, you know that's your Coca-Colas, you know that's your people, the Mountain Dew people, whoever corporation they under. All right, so let me go ahead and continue. Upon the announcement of the legislation behind reintroducing ATA, President Chris Spears thanked the sponsors of the bill and said it was time for Congress to take meaningful action to address the issue. The strong bipartisan support behind the legislation demonstrate how real a threat the driver shortage presents to our national economic security over the long term, and how serious our lawmakers are about addressing it with common sense solutions, he said in a release. Listen, if they paid us the money, the small businesses would move their freight. The reason why it's such a shortage is because you're not paying what it takes for us to move that freight. That's the bottom line. All the Swifts, Primes, Warners, FEEs, EPPs, you know, I'm just looking around a lot, Snyders, Warners. If you paid more, that freight would get moved. Given the board coalition of interest back in this measure, there is a growing understanding across the country that the impact of the issues reach far beyond just trucking and commercial vehicles, Spears commented. Further, ATA pointed out the safety standards and training for the Drive Safe Act would be required on top of all the pre-CDL training benchmarks that new drivers will be required to satisfy when the entry-level drivers training rule goes into effect in February 2020. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what this is. All right? I'm going to read it one more time. I don't know what this is. CDL training benchmarks that new drivers will be required to satisfy when entry-level drivers training rule goes into effect. I don't know what the pre-CDL training benchmarks are. I'm going to research that. Smaller legislation was introduced by the U.S. U.S. Representative Duncan Hunter in the last congressional session, but did not advance the vote. ATA and its allies intend on making sure that this does not repeat itself in Congress. That's it. That's it. We're going on 2 hours right now. Because of my buffoonery and rhetoric. Well, buzz is already coming down. That was like almost $5 wasted. I still feel a little numb though, but it's all good. I'm gonna go ahead and sip my water and go get me a couple more maybe. But I think it's a great discussion. People feel like 18 years old is not responsible enough, but the 18-year-old mentality now, is it better or worse than 18 years old back in the 1970s? All right. Appreciate you, Simply Deep. That's what you come here for, the buffoonery, baby. That's what you come here for. So y'all let me think what y'all think down in the comments. Again, this video will be repeated, but it will be definitely on a recorded video stance. All right. Generally, if the ATA is in favor of something, it is not going to benefit the drivers, because they're the only group. They're the only group that's a part of all these. Like, okay, here, I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let me go back. The International Food Service Distribution Association. Of course they're going to be a part of it. They want you to go ahead and get in them day cabs and move that freight to all the restaurants and stores. The American Trucking Association, that's the ATA. National Restaurant Association, of course they're going to want you to move that freight. All right. National Retail Federation, of course they're going to want you to move that freight. National Association of Manufacturers, of course they want you to move that freight. The American Beverage Association, you know how much Pepsi and them be paying. They don't be paying that good unless it's some last minute, you know what I'm saying, whatever's that need to get moved. All right, you know they don't pay that well. But if they get somebody that's 18, they're not going to really, if you pay somebody, and this is just a general amount of thinking, this is not across the board. If I was 18 and didn't have any bills and you pay me $1,200 a week, I'll be like, hey, no, or the controversy, I make up $1,000 a week. That's great for somebody that's 18 that doesn't have any necessarily ambitions or responsibilities. You be balling. You making $4,000 a month. What is that? $4,000 a month times 12. 4.8. That's 48,000, give or take, before taxes. You balling. You're balling. You ain't got no truck note. You know, you might have a car note, and you might end up getting you an apartment or something like that. But you know, I don't know. Let me know how y'all feel about it. Hope y'all enjoyed this live feed. I'm about to get on up out of here. Y'all are absolutely awesome. When my buzz come down, I'm gonna go ahead and record the actual video, and I'm gonna do a few more articles, so that way you guys can have articles every day, once a day, and we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started. All right, I think I'm gonna do it. I don't know. I might end up just taking a nap. Anyway, thank all of y'all for rocking with me. Thank everybody who hit the like button. Everybody who came in. Matter of fact, go ahead and hit the like button right now. Let me get a like bomb on that thing real quick. Other than that, you guys are absolutely awesome. I am out of here. All right. There it is. It's going up already. Oh, it's going up already. Y'all are awesome. Thank you for that. Other than that, I'm out of here. Went up again. Okay. Now I'm out of here. Went up again. Is that the magic word? I'm out of here. Okay. It didn't go up that time. Y'all be easy, and thank you for rocking with OTRB. I'll holler at you. Oh, it went up again. Thank everybody for hitting the like button. Wait a minute now. Oh, I didn't get to check your comments. I'll never do P&D again. Coke abused, most disrespectful and demanding job I ever had. And they didn't even pay worth the crap. When I was working for Crest, delivering beer, we got paid a very good salary. Plus, we got 10 cents for every case that we had to touch to load into the thing. It was great money for me at the time, before I had children, before I didn't, you know, before I just went ahead and let loose. I let loose. It cost me extra $20,000 a month. If I would have pulled out, I would have saved $20,000. Anyway, y'all be easy. Peace.